Down in the sewer, it's B minor. Most of the notes come from the B minor pentatonic or the B blues scale. Starting off with the 7th and 9th on the A string, and also the 9th on the D string. It starts with an upstroke, an 8th note, pickup note on the 9th fret of the A string. Then to the first repeating bar, it's so that would be then to A, 7th fret on the D string, just straight 8s, then across to the 7th fret on the A string, straight 8s, and down to D, the 5th fret, and down to an open A. The very last of the 8th notes is going to be an upstroke on the B, 7th fret, for the actual main riff to the song. That's all taken out of the B blues scale. If that doesn't look like the B blues, just these notes moved here. So they're minor 3rd, 4th, flat 5. That's played through 3 times, then on to again, I've actually put the fingering for the first finger when you come back to repeat it 4 times. The last time you have there's lots of different ways you could notate this. I've just chosen a way I think is clearest. Switching to 2/4, a bar of 2/4, just tacked on at the end. Then again, this next section, it's really all in 4/4. It's a hemiola, but if you think of it in 3/4, it's probably easier to phrase it right. It's just a repeated 3-note pattern, 8, 7 and 5 on the A string. So if you repeat that 4 times, it actually equates to 3 full bars of 4/4. So you get the numbers work out 24 notes. So next little section, this is all just in little sections, there's not a lot I can name. We're moving to that, back to the A note on the D string, 7th fret. That's how I've notated it. Moving to a G, 10th fret on the A. Having played through it against the track, I'm tending to play the G as an open G. It doesn't matter about it ringing through, because the next note, 7th fret of the B string, root note, your hand will naturally damp the string. Here we've got, again, straight out of a B blues. I've actually put the 2 upstrokes there, just in case they're not obvious, so the picking stays on track. Then we have the same start, but the rest of the notes are all moved up a 4th, so everything moved down 1 string. Those two phrases are then repeated, and then back to just straight eighths on an open G, and then down to the F sharp note, 2nd fret of the E string, again straight eighths, same open E, and then back to this little box position, more or less, back at the 5th and 7th frets. You've got 4th fret there on the A string, which is actually the 2nd in the scale, so that's the first note outside of the blues scale. Then a little chromatic, again straight eighths, D on the A string, C sharp, down to C, and then the first time it ends is just on the F sharp, and then you repeat back to the all the way through that. Second ending is going to be almost the same. F sharp is just moving down to F for the last 8th note, which makes just chromatic movement down to the open E, which we're moving to. And then you've got a little bit odd, just like a cliche rock and roll riff. In E, moved to the open D, played in D. Then open G, straight eighth, F sharp, 4th fret on the D string, and then another phrase out of the B pentatonic. And if you really attack that one, I think it's either overdubbed or the bass is pushed up in the mix for that. Just that is all of the sections for, I think, till about the fifth minute of the song. So that's most of it out of the way with. That leads back to the main. And the vast majority of the middle section of the song is just that riff repeated. When the vocals do finally come in, that riff is going. At the end of the first verse, it's back into the again 4 times through that. The last time the last time goes straight back into that main riff. And it stays on the main riff for the entire of the keyboard solo, and it sounds like it's actually the bass that brings everything out of the solo section. Again, from that main riff. From here, back to that hemiola. All the way back through that section, back to the chromatic. To the rock and roll, This time it ends again, eighth notes on the G, but B note on the second fret of the A string, and then just an open A. Now it gets a little bit busier. Still the same two notes, B and A. You've got so 16th notes with two mutes where you just lift the left hand. For the last section of the repeat, the next pattern so the B note again, the two muted notes in there, down to the A, the 5th fret, up to the D, 10th fret. Here just a little D and E, all the way down to the F sharp, 2nd fret. First time F sharp to A. The second time it just ends on the F sharp. You've got a slightly different pattern. 3rd, 5th on the E, and then back to the F sharp, but the pattern is now and then cycles back to second ending to that little section. We come up here to E note on the A string. So 7th, 10th, 9th and 7th on the 10th, 9th and 7th on the E, starting 7th of the A. And this section is repeated. You've now got back to that E note. So we're firmly in B minor now. 7th, 9th and 7th on the A, 10th and 9th on the A. And back to a pentatonic shape. 10th fret on the D, 7th and 9th on the A and the D. Then the notes on the G string are 7, 9, sliding up to 11, and he's switching to a sort of a tremolo, which makes it very interesting getting back to this next little pattern, which is 9, 10 and 12 on the E string. So you kind of have to be in two places at once somehow. The first pattern is, and then it loops back to the, and again. This time you've got 9, 10, 12 on the E, and also 9th on the A, still very much B minor. repeated again with the same ending. This time it's going nearly to the end. Down to the 7th fret straight, 8th notes. So B, down to A, then an open E, then F sharp. And then I've chosen, a lot of the time I'm putting the B here on the A string. It's for practice to get used to crossing strings. It's perfectly possible, probable that a lot of these Bs were played. A lot of these patterns were just played on the E string, but that's why I've chosen to do it. So we've got the same. Then the last pattern is same notes, but you switch to a gallop on every other one, so you end up with I'm tending to try and mute the. I don't think Jean-Jacques is listening to the record. I think it's just and it's gradually speeding up the whole time. The way I've written it down, straight eighths, then repeating straight eighths one more time, listening again to the backing. I think Jean-Jacques possibly meant to switch to the triplet one bar earlier, so probably just twice through the sequence, then on to and the final note is just a B on second fret of the A string, or